I'll tell you what it means. It means we won in the most glorious way possible. This university offered us an empty deal. We did not concede. We didn't fall for their bribes. We are much more principled than they can ever hope to be. Today, they call you a safety risk. Tomorrow,
what are they gonna do when the movement grows? When like other students join, are they gonna suspend every single student until it's just like a handful of students who love Israel? Is that what it is? Like, is that what's gonna happen? How the fuck are they gonna fill the endowment coffers? What are they going to do? What are they going to do when other students from other campuses also take notice? What are they going to do when faculty joins? Oh my God. This dog, bro.
tomorrow, you are the people they will be proud of. I need you to be loud. I need you to be mobilized. Disclose, divest. We will not stop. We will not rest. Disclose, divest. We will not stop. We will not rest. Disclose, divest. We will not stop. We will not rest. Disclose, divest. We will not stop. Police being
Farley, stop barking. What? Oh. Do you think they can make an example out of these students? It won't work? Yeah. Fired the faculty and replace them with adjuncts? No, they won't fucking do that. Yeah, they're just gonna... No, they can't do that. You're ridiculous. You're out of your fucking mind. There's no way. There's so much strength in numbers, dude. They can't do shit. They absolutely will do that. No, they won't. Yeah, okay. The most prestigious elite institutions in the United States of America, perhaps globally, are not going to fire their fucking tenured Ivy League professors and replace them with adjunct professors who are also most likely not going to fucking participate. They would have to absolutely gut through. I mean, this is all dependent on whether people back down from these unjustifiable actions that Columbia is taking, or if they push further.
$20 north of Columbia right now. Miguel, thank you. Stand by for a moment, if you will. Joey Jackson, our legal analyst, is here. Joey, we talk about dozens and dozens of arrests. What happens to these people on the buses? What does it mean to be put under arrest for tonight and for the next several days?
Yeah, I think, John, the prosecutor here, Alvin Bragg, has a decision to make. And what that decision is what he's going to do. Is there going to be a distinction between students? And if so, do you criminalize this, or do you offer them some resolution to the case which respects their right to protest, but again, you know, has some semblance of law that has to be mixed into it? And do you distinguish the students from the non-students, right? How they got onto the campus, what specifically did they do? Were they peaceful? And so,
bro, this is literally all the shit that your children will learn in history books in the future. Okay? If there is a future to begin with. If we haven't completely perished by that point, this is the type of shit that you already learn about in your history books as moments of shame from the past. It is insane to me that, I mean, the irony is ridiculous. The irony is ridiculous, especially when you consider that Hamilton Hall is the exact same fucking building that the students occupied in 1968, and the police brutalized them on April 30th, 1968. About 50 people were taken into custody at Columbia University so far tonight. Police used flashbangs, but not tear gas, per the NYPD. Student radio states that police have begun to leave.
You have a lot of paid agitators, professional agitators in here, too, and I see it all over. And, you know, when you see signs and they're all identical, that means they're being paid by a
My favorite dumb guy, dude.
source. You know, these aren't hand-painted signs where people would go to their basement and paint something because they really believed it. These are all signs that are identical. They're made by the same printer. And, you know, when you see that, that means there's somebody at top that's paying or a group that's paying, and they're doing great. Well, I really think you have a lot of paid agitators, professional agitators in here, too, and I see it all over.
Crowd cheers on the NYPD bus filled with Columbia protesters leaving campus. Like, does she think that these are students who are like celebrating finally that like other students have gotten arrested, or are they cheering on the students for their bravery? Like, there's no way this person legitimately thinks that they're cheering on the NYPD, right? Yeah, per WKCR, NYPD is threatening journalism school students, professors, and even the dean with arrest if they leave Pulitzer Hall. The delicious irony. Brett's coverage on this is low-key funny as hell. Some type of special dwarf police officer guards a cop bus brought to take Columbia students to jail. Meanwhile, let's take a look at what the brilliant, bold, brave liberals, who are definitely very progressive and always on the right side of history, have to say on MSNBC while all this is happening.
What we have seen on the videos so far is actually the most organized and calmest and most professional police intervention we've ever seen on a college campus. And what we have seen on the videos...
Yeah, they beat the fuck out of those students, but so professionally. God damn, son. When they were brutalizing those fucking disgusting little anti-genocide students, I hate that. I hate those guys. But the cops, they were so beautiful. They were hot. The most humane, violent apprehensions that have ever happened. Yeah, this is the video that humane. Guys, look at that. Look at how humane the NYPD is. Yet another example of history repeating itself. The DNC will be held in Chicago this year. Yeah, I'm bringing Chief Keef back to Chicago with me. Fuck Rahm Emanuel. He can stay in the Japans. That's right. More examples of the humane treatment. Tactical team, along with NYPD's emergency service unit and other officers, the strategic response group have breached the first floor of Hamilton Hall at Columbia University. Guys, just imagine, excuse me, sweetie, but imagine if Trump was president, okay? Imagine if Trump was president. The genocide in Gaza would be going extra hard, and students would certainly be still brutalized for protesting against it, but the ratings would be much better. Just saying. Guys, Trump would never, I mean, sorry, Biden would never, I fucked it up. Biden would never in a blue state, in a blue city, in one of the most progressive fucking institutions of higher learning in the country, Joe Biden, the Democratic president, would never in a million years allow. Enjoy Trump. Enjoy Trump, sweaty. Enjoy Trump. What are you, Aaron Rupar? Yeah, I'm trying to fucking... Kyle Kalinske with a good take about all these annoying chirpers. Iraq war protesters were smeared and hated in the moment. Same with the Vietnam War protesters. Today, with anybody with a functioning brain realized they were 100% correct and the conventional wisdom was dead wrong. The fact that these people don't see this is exactly what's happening now is astonishing. It's not because they don't see it. I mean, many people that are just simply watching the news don't see it because they're fucking stupid and they believe unconditionally everything that the media tells them, which, by the way, of course they're supposed to. What are they, some kind of fucking freak? Obviously, of course they're going to look at the media, and without any kind of fucking critical media literacy, any kind of fucking critical thinking skills, they're going to be like, yeah, no, this makes total sense to me. Because it's not like there's a multi-billion-dollar fucking media apparatus specifically designed to make people docile, to make people think like, oh no, this is definitely a complex issue. They make so much money for this purpose, so that your parents and your grandparents feel a certain type of way when unimaginable atrocities are being committed. Okay? Shut up, Hasan. You love listening to yourself, you dumb fuck. The world doesn't... Another... Hate to see it, folks. Another October 7 chatter that returns only to say, shut up, Hasan. You love listening to yourself. You self-observed. The world revolves around me, ass dumb fuck. That's right. There it is. Another member of the community that has been here since 2021 left after October 7 only to return today to be like, you fucking suck, dude. I hate you. No positions whatsoever. No points, no grievances addressed. What? My mom is texting me saying the protesters were throwing frozen water bottles at the police. Is this another media lie? Dude, I don't fucking know, but I don't think so. Here, I unbanned you, by the way. Because unlike the Columbia University or the American state, I'm not going to immediately destroy your free speech. It's worth it to us because your bitch ass only hiding behind this screen. What dumbass throws frozen water at a man with a gun? Yeah, bro, you're slow as fuck, pretty much. It's worth it to us because your bitch ass only hiding behind. This dude need to be offed. Bro. Man, terrorism really looks different here. Students are dumb as fuck. This is regressive. Brother, you're demanding that someone else come and kill me from behind a computer screen. My name and face is public. Like, yep. That tracks. That tracks. Oh my God. How is this dipshit still on Twitch? Dude is a piece of trash. Damn, brother. How'd you go from being a fucking another active community member? Why is D not on Twitch? I don't know, brother. Maybe because his fucking community is a toxic shithole of weirdos like this that love terrorizing every fucking content creator on a regular basis, even though he's not on Twitch. Perhaps that is probably part of the reason. The fuck do you mean? Because he got banned for saying unhinged shit on a regular basis. And his fan base is filled to the brim with toxic piles of shit. But again, it is wild to demand someone fucking kills me behind a screen while simultaneously looking like this behind the screen and being like, dude, you're only behind the screen. Bitch, I go to the protest. You know what my face looks like. We coolin', son, he said. Go back to the dude who loves saying the N-word, okay? You don't have to be here. Go watch him. Why is his content so fucking boring that you have to literally come here all the goddamn time? I can smell this photo, dude. Holy shit. What did that guy say? Respect. Update from NYU. Crush one campus, another rises. For Gaza, for Hind. They try to crush the student movement and we still rise. Tense return to NYU. Gaza solidarity encampment as Columbia and CCNY face brutal NYPD violence. We disrupt, we destabilize, we rise. For our siblings in Gaza, for our siblings uptown. United for Palestine. Your biggest fans? No, my biggest fans are you guys. My biggest fans are those who fucking still go out there and actually protest. Those who still go out there and organize. These guys will never be important in this community. They'll just chirp and be forgotten about. That's it. The real fear that they feel every day that they will never leave a mark on this planet is what motivates them into being such fucking edgy, nihilistic shitheads. That's it. They're sad, pathetic fucking losers who have nothing to look forward to. So they try to draw everyone down. They try to fucking drag every single person around them in their immediate vicinity. And that's why their fucking circle gets smaller and smaller year over year. And they desperately try to do that online. And unfortunately, because of the anonymity online, they can do that. They can do that to some degree of success. But ultimately, it doesn't work. Okay? That's it. Columbia is limiting access to his 1968 incident page. Columbia's webpage discussing its regret for calling in police to arrest students in 1968 is displaying a warning about limited access due to NYPD on campus arresting students. Nice. It's pretty funny. Colombia is a far different place today than it was in the spring of 1968 when protesters took over the university buildings amid discontent about the Vietnam War, racism, and the university's proposed expansion into Morningside Park. After a week-long standoff, the NYPD stormed the campus and arrested more than 700 people. The fallout dogged Colombia for years. If you're so proud of your face, why are you using a pic from 1996? Jesus Christ. Also, Judith Miller, free speech. Fucking First Amendment activist. Why do all your haters look like this? You know, Brandon is fucked when the third wheel from the Pod Johns thinks this isn't great. Yeah. You can't be losing the Pod Johns, dude. It's an election year. What are you doing? That's a very important constituency. Crazy combo, no disrespect. Cooney staff solidarity letter. CUNY professor staff support the encampment at CCNY. In 1968, Columbia students held a dean hostage for 24 hours and the police didn't show up until a week later. We used to be a proper country. Dean Harry Coleman giving his "Can I Leave" speech. These students didn't even hold hostage the fucking the three janitors, man. They let him leave. Wait, what are they doing? Oh, is this inside of the... Is it inside of Hamilton Hall? Bro, is that guy... Does he have a blicky on him? What's happening? Oh my God. Wait. What is this? Pictured men line up outside of John Fetterman's wife's house while he was committed for depression. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh God. That gave me a fucking stroke. Holy shit. I know they wish they were on subway duty. Listen. You don't understand, okay? You think these guys are not doing a great job? Angry Bird ain't gonna play himself, big dog, okay? Sitting around looking at looking at TikToks. Thick Latina talk. While I wait for the next 14-year-old fair hopper to beat the shit out of. You understand? You think this shit's easy? Not Angry Bird, Candy Crush, whatever. These pig fucks had to stand in one spot all night for no reason, and the Knicks lost. Maybe the first question should be, why are the universities invested in anything to the degree that they are? A hedge fund with a college attached serves nobody but the malefactors of great wealth. Tired, divest from Israel. Wired, divest from everything else. Inspired, take away the tax subsidies for endowments. Bro, this chatter is correct. Okay? They were like, listen, if you survived a school shooting, or maybe you're jealous that your friends survived a school shooting, right? And they then came to Columbia University. Here is the NYPD wonderfully helping you relive that experience with your own taxpayer dime. A lot of you guys are thinking, how unacceptable is this? But in reality, this is a wonderful experience for so many of the students who are maybe thinking like, oh, dude, what the fuck? How come all the cool kids survive school shootings at their schools and I never got to? Think about it. Here's a little bit of government subsidized terror for you. Exactly. A lot of them were, a lot of them couldn't do their school shootings specifically because COVID kind of cooked a lot of American students from that wonderful American experience. It's like a coming of age for many American children is when somebody enters the building that you're in, the learning environment that you're in with fucking weapons and threatens you and threatens your safety. Just saying. It's called silver linings. We know the theme of tomorrow's news analysis already. Won't stop implying on CNN. Anderson Cooper won't stop implying that the occupying halls aren't students. He's not disclosing and explaining what this is based on. That's awesome. Thank you, Anderson.
They clear the protesters, and then they reestablish themselves the next day or the following day. So that's something that they are going to make sure doesn't happen. John?
Miguel Marquez, just outside Columbia University, where police say it's done. The campus has been cleared. Hamilton Hall has been cleared. The encampment has been cleared. No injuries, the police say. Much more ahead. Our specialized...
No injuries to the police. Last night we toasted to a free press, to an informed citizenry, and to an America where freedom and democracy endure. Yeah. No injuries. I mean, we launched a fucking student down the stairs, but he wasn't injured. It's fine. Here's another good take from CNN, unintentionally.
And police clearly getting ready to go in. I've covered lots of this sort of stuff around the world, and I've never seen this many police moving into one area.
Okay, let's talk about this shot we're now. Hey, Miguel,
how many...
this shot we're seeing now. Where is this?
Anderson's like, hey, can you shut the fuck up, please? Can you shut the fuck up? Can you shut the fuck up and start talking about how these guys are terrorists and stuff? Can you give me the good shit that I need to hear? Okay, excuse me. What do you mean you haven't seen this? It's called They Deserved It, the students. They deserve a 9/11 times 2, actually. If I could do that to the Columbia protesters, I would do it. I, Anderson Cooper, would do it. The more I hear that fucking asshole's coverage on the student protesters, the more I understand why there was that meta of him like specifically wearing an IDF sweatshirt all the time, apparently, to the gym. Where the fuck did I hear that from? Where was that? Anderson Vanderbilt Cooper. Anderson CIA internship Cooper. Always relevant. When I was a secretary in an architecture firm, Anderson Cooper was a client and he would often wear an IDF sweatshirt. What the fuck are you talking about? Anderson Cooper is an important point here. Yeah, no, he's so right. He's so right. He's always right, dude. At the top of the hour, there is a 3-minute ad break, and Anderson is right to fucking recognize it. And you know what? Many of you who are unsubscribed are gonna fucking see that ad. Unless you subscribe for $5 or for free. If you don't want to see the ads, you gotta subscribe. That's it.
Property has now been cleared. Hundreds of officers on Columbia's campus tonight after the university asked them to clear out pro-Palestinian protesters who had set up an encampment and taken over a building.
10 people no longer see ads at the top of the hour.
And loaded onto buses. Columbia University putting out a statement reading in part, quote, "We believe the group that broke into and occupied the building is led by individuals who are not affiliated with the university."
Oh,
the decision to reach out to the NYPD was in response to the actions of the protesters, not the cause they are championing. Early Tuesday, protesters...
How much you want to bet they're going to say all the suspended students are technically unaffiliated with campus? Even though some of them literally were being suspended as they were inside of that fucking, inside of Hamilton Hall. As the student journalists reported on, for the past 2 weeks, the campus has been completely shut off. Access from anyone and everyone that does not have a Columbia student ID, an active Columbia student ID.
And the presence was just so enormous. You know, early in the night, we started seeing the arrival of the surge teams from the NYPD, the strategic response teams. And that's when you really knew something was about to go down
Goes.
here.
Thank you for the 10 gifted.
And it was just stunning to see the amount of officers that started just descending on the campus, onto the area around the campus. And there were, you know, hundreds of officers that started moving in, and then more units started moving in. And then really the most serious action and some of the most heavily armed, some of the most tactical officers from the NYPD started arriving here on the Amsterdam side of the campus outside of Hamilton Hall to enter the building. It's clear that they had been planning for this since probably early this morning when things took a significant turn after several of the protesters stormed Hamilton Hall, got inside. The NYPD, you almost feel, you get a sense that the entire day was spent planning this, just when you look at the enormous response. And so the emergency services officers responded here. And then we saw that heavily armed vehicle, it's called a Bearcat, and they went up against Hamilton Hall, going inside, dozens of officers climbing up on the truck and going through the window into Hamilton Hall, where they went room by room, clearing the hall, clearing the area, making several arrests, clearing the campus. They actually let some of the people on the campus, they told them to leave.
What the fuck?
Some voluntarily left. Dozens of others were arrested. And just a short time ago, it all just came to an end. Many of those officers who went in.
It didn't come to an end. Columbia University demanded or said to the NYPD that they need to stick around until May 17th. So no, it actually didn't come to an end at all. As a matter of fact, it came to the opposite situation where now they are going to have permanent police presence on fucking campus. I just can't understand how all of this is happening when the police have been so egregiously defunded. So odd to me.
I have never seen a response like this, a mobilization like this, the way the NYPD came in with such force, with such precision. And it's clear, you know, in part, this was to send a message, in part to protect themselves. Something very significant
look at this fucking boomer
happened here. It seems that they probably got
this fucking boomer, bro. We thought we fucking shot someone. Breaking. NYPD officer at Columbia University texting, thought we fucking shot someone while on campus outside of Hind Hall. Hind Hall. Bro can't see. He's old. Old ass pig. Look at that large ass text, dude. Unkwatch. Ha! Bro's texting. This is like when those fucking old racists get caught on an airplane. You know what I'm talking about? When like old ass racists will be like typing in fucking 54-point font and they'll be like, there's blacks around me. And then like everyone is like, dude, we can see what you're typing on your fucking phone. Wow, they never use those. Sal, they straight up breached the what? They straight up breached the building. Then SRG, CRT. CRT! Wait! CRT on college campuses. DEI. Hold on now. CRT on college campuses, not on my watch. What? I swear, what? I swear not mad. I saw org not mad. What the fuck? Oh. I saw SRG, not ESU. Good thing that this cop with very obvious brain damage, you can't fucking see, has a gun. As the NYPD Strategic Response Group leads the crackdown in Colombia, I'm reminded how the SRG was originally pitched as an elite counter-terror unit that would stop ICE attacks. 9 years on, and they're primarily used to spy and arrest protesters and clear out homeless camps. For those of you who are wondering why the media is so pro-cop, this is their job. The media's job and the cops' job is to protect the interests of capital. Okay, that's it. The media's job is to normalize the violence that you experience and make you feel like it's actually totally permissible that a bunch of fucking 48-year-olds with weapons just storm through a private Ivy League institution to beat the shit out of fucking 18-year-old protesters for saying, hey, I don't think my tuition dollars should go to fucking Israel doing a genocide. Like, that's it. That's the whole job of the media, is to basically tell your dumb fucking parents and your dumbass grandparents that, like, that's totally valid, actually. And they usually do a pretty good job. The difference now, however, is that with the invention of the phone camera and social media, it becomes much harder to just kind of keep a good grasp on that. You know, it becomes much harder to manufacture consent when we can just see what you're doing, and you have motherfuckers who are like, excuse me, that's ridiculous. That's actually kind of ridiculous that you did that. That's why there's a massive difference in opinion with people who watch people like myself, people who watch fucking TikToks, versus people who get all of their information from Anderson Cooper. I've shown you time and time again that since October 7, every violent action that was documented on camera that Israel was committing, every atrocity, was immediately in real time contextualized by CNN. They would have an IDF guy show up with his big fat fucking head like Jonathan Concuncrius or whatever, that fucking Frankenstein's monster looking piece of shit. He'd be like, yes, these are terror babies. You are seeing Anderson Cooper. You are seeing the babies of terror. We are fighting against darkness. Okay? Why do you think that was the case? Well, there was a deliberate media effort to try to manufacture consent, to try to massage the narrative, to try to contextualize all matter of violence that Israel was doing to the Palestinian civilian population. But of course, with social media, this has become basically impossible. The dam is broken.
People who live in the dorms here at the university, and they're able to sort of just stand out on the windowsills themselves and watch everything going on. But while it is done on the inside, it's certainly not done on the outside. Just a short time ago here at 113th, protesters are gathering. They're yelling at police, and police are still trying to control the situation outside of campus. You can see all the people across Amsterdam Avenue. They have set up an enormous cordon around the university here. Broadway is shut down both directions from 113 to 120th. Amsterdam is also shut down. So both sides, both avenues.
Remember, we aren't very smart as a population. We like to think that we are, but we're not. And those who are seemingly the most educated still obviously heavily rely on mainstream media. Now, I rely on mainstream media as well. I think it's very important for it to exist. I will never knock journalism in general. But I also have at least a little bit of media literacy. To the best of my ability, this is what I try to teach others as well on this broadcast. I look at the same exact things that they're looking at, but of course, I try to parse through that propaganda as best as I can. Many people don't do that. Many people are like, yeah, this is exactly what the fuck I trust. This is what they're telling me. I have no reason to think that CNN is going to lie to me or massage the narrative. And it's basically little by little every single day. If you rely on CNN unconditionally without ever questioning what you're seeing with your own two fucking eyes, you're inevitably going to start believing in the narrative that they're portraying, that these students for the past week were actually really violently and virulently anti-Semitic. Jewish counter-protesters, Zionist counter-protesters were Jewish, and they were all scared because of the virulent anti-Semitism that they'd fucking heard. You know what I mean? Jewish students kept hearing about how scary and how violent and how virulently anti-Semitic these student protesters were. And if you don't actually see the student protests, and the media rarely ever shows them, and when they do, they're certainly not showing them in a fucking good light, ultimately, you're gonna agree with what they're saying. They've been demanding police brutality non-fucking stop for the past 2 weeks. They're like, we gotta Kent State these fuckers. Pack watch. Get these 18-year-old shitheads out of here. Your parents are going to see these news. Your parents are going to be watching this and developing that framework. That's why I think it's good that we do this kind of real-time coverage and try to show you a different perspective, oftentimes directly from the students themselves. Like this entire time, I've been relying on the CUAD students, the campus organizers to offer me insight into what's going on inside of Hamilton Hall. You know, and I'm doing that specifically to reframe the conversation. I'm doing that specifically to show you what is actually going on that is unvarnished and unfiltered. Crazy because they went from calling Tom Cotton a psycho to agreeing with him basically like within a week or so. Yeah. And then people engage in the cycle of debate because everyone wants to remain like everyone wants to behave like they are the smartest guy in the room. So then they'll start debating you. They'll start saying stuff like, well, why did they break property if they didn't want fucking police to come through? To which your question should be, how much property did the police fucking destroy in an effort to apprehend these student protesters? What do you think is worse? One window being broken or 1,000 windows fucking being broken and hundreds of student protesters getting fucking violently and brutally arrested for the crime of doing what exactly? That's right. The crime of fucking wanting to divest from Israel's apartheid mechanisms. They broke every fucking door. That's what the cops did. They broke every goddamn door. So if you genuinely cared about the harm being done to the fucking property in and of itself, which you of course don't, there is no, this is ridiculous. It would be absolutely unimaginable. And all of that was done with taxpayer dimes too. Your parents fucking paid for that. My biggest difference between most members of like most white Western, supposedly social democratic and like, self-avowed liberals and leftists alike, my biggest deviation from them oftentimes is on American foreign policy. And this is, unsurprisingly to many, the one issue where liberals and Republicans, conservatives alike, are completely aligned. It's not an accident that what you hear from CNN is not all that different from what you hear from Fox News. Sure, Fox News is a little bit more racist, but ultimately CNN, MSNBC, they all were championing, brutalizing these protesters, brutalizing these pro-Palestinian protesters. These protests were a failure? No, they weren't. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. This kind of defeatist, dumbass mentality is just so fucking annoying. Mad respect. Pull a Finkelstein more often. He's a gaming frog. Do not ban. No, I'm not going to ban them. I just like... My mom thinks they're obnoxious. I'm sorry, chatter. Your mom is kind of fucking obnoxious then. What the fuck do you mean? That's ridiculous. She protested Vietnam. That's awesome. Yeah, your mom is the quintessential fucking boomer, dude. That's awesome. I agree with you. No, the protests are not a failure. But also, to be fair, your mom, it's unsurprising that your mom who protested against Vietnam now has this hardline reactionary stance against people who are doing the modern version of that. That's just how it goes. It's up to you to try to convince her, to explain to her that what these guys are doing is identical to what she did in college. MSNBC, man. Yeah, fuck MSNBC. MSNBC can suck my dick. MSNBC's job is to defend Joe Biden unconditionally. The war in Vietnam was unjustified, though. Yeah, you're right. Israel's genocide, on the other hand, is perfectly justified. Thank you. The more this community grows, or the more this community goes back to like the 30K concurrent viewership, the more you will see a lot of October 7 leavers coming back to chirp. It's okay. Welcome back. Okay? Welcome back. It's great to have you here. I hope I can once again convince you it's all right. That dude has been a hater since 2018 though, so I doubt it. I think that's just a straight up destiny dick rider. But regardless, history will vindicate me.
Weapons,
and all
because
of you,
they knew they
you
were
have been on
dealing
the
with
right
kids.
side of
They
history.
knew they were dealing with protesters. They knew they were likely to be unarmed, but they also knew that the possibility was that they might meet some kind of resistance, as they'd seen in earlier protests.
You know, John, we're seeing some footage from earlier tonight and also some live footage of people who are on the streets. And just, we are learning that the university has been asking for the NYPD to maintain some level of presence through at least even May 17th. I mean, shortly it will be May 1st, but that's at least almost a 3-week period at that point in time to have additional police presence. What would that look like in terms of the amount of police that would be present? It can't possibly be the numbers we're talking about here and we're seeing from tonight, but what would that look like?
So that's going to be a judgment call about what that would look like. So first of all, let's say why. What does it mean? What it means is that a few hundred police officers came up to clear the kids who were, and both students and non-students, who were camped out on that piece of ground. And then when that operation was over, life resumed, and they came back and they recamped out. So at this point, the college, Columbia University, has made the decision, if we're going to retake that ground for the second time, when we retake it, we have to have a program to hold it, because we have graduation coming up in just a couple of weeks, and we don't want to have to keep doing this either to that ground or the buildings. So the police can do a minimal presence there, which is they can put Jersey barriers, not Jersey barriers, they can put the bicycle barriers around that piece of land. They can have some limited access, controlled access, or no access as they prepare to set up for graduation.
You think all of this is good? Like this is the only way to deal with it? My way or the highway? We're just going to increasingly stress out students. We're going to fuck up graduation. That's crazy. Like furthering the crackdown, further stifling free speech on college campuses with the brutal arm of the state. Ridiculous shit, dude. All so that Colombia does not divest and continues funding Israel's genocide. That's awesome. Wonder how many people engaged in fair hopping while these cops were fucking busy doing this shit. Arrest happening at City College's police attempt to clear sidewalk in front of college gates.